What's up everybody? Welcome to the Stocks channel. My name is Cory, and today in the stock market we saw the S&P 500 closing at brand new all-time highs, and it looks like this stock market's ready to go back into another bull rally. First up, let's take a look at the Nasdaq 100 QQQ ETF. So let's crack open this chart and see what's going on in the stock market today. Alright, just a quick update is this will be the last YouTube video I do. I'm quitting YouTube. Just kidding, April Fools. Alright, so we saw the QQQs going up 1.70% today and blasting right through that resistance level, which was right around 324. This is a very significant bullish breakout because this is now a daily higher high on the daily chart. Remember I said that after we break out of this wedge to the bull side, we were going to go full bull over 324, and that is exactly what we got today. We got a very strong bullish close, but we did open yet another gap which won't close till about $321. So we do have some possible downside risks that we need to acknowledge at 321, but at the end of the day, this is a very bullish breakout, and we do want to buy the dip from here on out. We're starting to go back into a bull trend with all the moving averages getting ready to stack to the bull side, and I mentioned this last night that the 20 simple moving average was going positive, and that is a bullish event. You could see the follow through with the 20 simple moving average is now very positively sloping, and that is now going to start pushing the price action higher. So I drew this last night and I'll draw it again, but we're looking for the 20 simple moving average to continue to head higher, and that's going to allow the price action to bounce off that moving average and build up momentum as we continue to head up higher towards our price targets. So 324 was our first price target, and now we need to start looking for the next one, which is at 327. We have resistance at 327 and a gap fill at 330, with our ultimate price target goal being 334. So the QQQs are looking very bullish. We have the price action closing over all of the moving averages now for 2 days in a row, and we're starting to get positively sloping moving averages that are starting to stack to the bull side. So this is some positive traction for the bulls, and as you can tell, there was not a lot of sellers today. The price action just continued to hang around 324, and then we got a very strong close with a lot of buyers and short covering into the close. So while I do think we could still close this gap at 321, if you're not already in this market, at some point you need to realize that you have to take on risk or you'll never get rewards. A lot of people were questioning buying last week, but if you took on that risk last week and you knew that your risk was below these support levels and that was your exit strategy, you got heavily rewarded this week with a lot of handsome profits. So remember, if you're too scared to take on risk, don't get FOMO and buy in at the top later because you're more than likely just going to lose money. Get in the habit of buying when you want to puke on your shoes and then selling when you feel like buying. You want to buy when everybody is fearful, and you want to start selling when everybody is greedy. If you can get into that cycle, you'll be a much more profitable trader. It's usually when you feel the best about a trade that you're going to lose the most money. How often have you bought a trade that you felt really good about and then actually made a lot of money on that trade? Get in the habit of buying when other people are way too scared to buy, and then you'll usually get much better prices. So just a quick summary on the QQQs, the upside resistance is 327 and 330, and then the price target is going to be 334. Of course, we still need to take this market day by day, and we still need to break above 327 before we get too bullish on 334. The downside support level is going to be 321, which is the gap close. The 50 EMA is down here at 317, and we do have one more gap close at 315. I'm not expecting the gap to get filled at 315 unless we go through a stock market correction. Right now, this move is looking very impulsive, and that is exactly what we were expecting to see after we finished out this wave 2. So we're going into a nice impulsive wave 3, which could easily bring us up into the 330s. Remember, this market starts looking bearish if we start closing back below the 50 EMA, which is now around $317. We don't normally cover trade ideas like this, but I did have a call out that Google was starting to break out today, and we did have quite a few Discord members who bought calls on Google expiring in May that are already up over 30% on this trade in one day. Now, the other reason I wanted to show this is because this is a bullish breakout for the QQQs. We're starting to see some of the big blue chip tech names like Google and Microsoft showing a lot of strength and looking like they're ready to go for a leg higher. If they're going up for another leg higher, the QQQs is likely going to continue to go higher with them. So this is a very bullish breakout for the big blue chip tech names, and as you know, the QQQs is very heavily weighted with those names. On the S&P 500 SPY ETF, we went up over 1% today and closed over $400. We had a decisive breakout of the previous all-time high at 397, and it looks like we're well on our way towards our price target now, which is at 404. So 404 has been our price target on a break above 394, and now that we're above 397, we're just a stick throw away from getting to that level. Downside support is now going to be 397 and the previous all-time high at 394, and the 20 simple moving average is going to be right around 392. Remember, this market is bullish as long as we're above the 20 simple moving average, and we still have a ton of support below the S&P 500. All the moving averages are still stacked to the bull side, and we still have very bullish price action. Next up is the Dow Jones, which was up 0.38% today, and it still looks like it's well on its way to getting up to the price target at 336. We continue to close above support at 330. We're above the 5 EMA with a very strong bull trend. The Dow Jones has support around 327, and that's also right about where the 20 simple moving average is going to be. So the Dow Jones is bullish as long as it's above 327, and it still has bullish price action with a very strong bull trend. We saw a lot of buying volume today, so the Dow Jones is still looking really strong, and it does look like it's going to have no trouble getting up to that price target. On the Russell 2000, we went up 1.27% today and closed back over top of the 20 simple moving average. We're slowly but surely starting to get some bullish developments back in the Russell, and the first step is getting that price action closed back above all the moving averages. So we got that with today's price action, but we still don't have a decisive bull trend. We still want to see another close or two over top of that 20 simple moving average, and it means we could be well on our way to trying to break back above 227. The previous all-time high was up here around 234, and we're slowly but surely trying to get up there to retest those levels. A bearish breakdown would be a breakdown below the 50 EMA, which is now at 218. Remember, if we break down below 218 yet again, we're very likely going to get to 205 support level in a flash. But a rising tide lifts all boats, and if the rest of the stock market's going bullish, I would not be surprised to see the Russell 2000 joining the bullish party. Next up is the Arkk ETF, and we saw Arkk going up 0.75% today, and that is a price action close back above the 20 simple moving average. So we're still not back above the 50 EMA yet, which is still at 127, but this is a step in the right direction for the bulls. We still have a gap below at 114, and we still have a bearish trend. So I'm not bullish on Arkk, and we still need to see a lot of follow through with this ETF before we get bullish on it. It's still possible we come back down and close this gap and possibly retest support, but it is worth noting that the bulls did get a close above the 20 simple moving average today. So still a lot of work to do for the Arkk bulls, and like I said, they need to get back above the 50 EMA at 127. On the VIX, which is our fear indicator, we had a huge bullish breakthrough because we closed the gap at 18.2, and not only did we close the gap, but we closed way below the gap at 17.3. The VIX dropped over 10% today. I've been saying this now for a couple of weeks when the VIX continued to close below resistance and below that $20 level, that this was a very bullish indication for the stock market. I hope you all understand exactly why I kept saying that, because you're now seeing it all play out and we see the VIX continue to bleed out and go lower, which is an indication of low fear. Low fear means the stock market is going to continue to go to all-time highs. So this is a very bullish indication for the stock market, and I am expecting to see new all-time highs for the month of April. This is about 2 weeks in the making now, so it definitely took a lot of patience, and it definitely took a lot of accumulations for you to benefit from this bullish week. On gold, we continue to bounce off that support level, and it looks like we could be well on our way to retesting our price target right around 1761. Remember that downside support is right around 1686. On silver, we also had a bullish day today, and we're coming right up into the price target around $25. If we can break above 25, we're likely going to retest the 50 EMA, which is right around 25.75. On Bitcoin, we're currently flat on the day, and we're still struggling to break out and form a higher high on the daily chart. We have that resistance level, which is right around 59,000, and remember that Bitcoin is very fragile here. It needs to break out, and it needs to form a higher high, or it's likely going through that correction and or crash that I've been talking about. So if Bitcoin can't break above 59,000, look for it to try to retest the 50 EMA, which is now right around 52,000. A break below 52,000 is going to send Bitcoin into a waterfall wave of selling. Upside price targets, if we can break above, are 62,500 and 64,300. On Amazon, we went up over 2% today, and we did get a price action close back above the 50 EMA and above our price target, which was right around 31.55. That level could now act as support, and we will also have support at the 50 EMA at 31.30. Upside price targets are now 32.22, and the resistance trend line right around 32.60. On Tesla, we dropped today, going down 0.93%. That is not what you want to see on a day that the rest of the tech sector is heavily in the green. There's obviously a lot of problems in Tesla stock, and it's still in a bearish trend, and it's still failing to break out above the 50 EMA, which is right around 690. This is a huge bearish rejection at resistance, and this is why I've been telling you that you're much better off being a Tesla bear until the Tesla bulls show back up and can fix this chart. This chart is still bearish, and the price action is still failing to break out. You're still going to have resistance at 690 on Tesla, and we still need to get back and close above 718 before we see bullish price action. The trend is slowly but surely trying to reverse, but we still don't have any confirmation of a reversal in the trend or the price action. Downside support is going to be the 20 simple moving average at 655, and our next support level is at 618. On Apple stock, we went up 0.70% today, and we closed right on top of that support level at 123. We still have yet to retest the 50 EMA resistance, which is right around 124. We need Apple stock to get back above the 50 EMA to start looking bullish, and it could get back up to our price target at 127. Downside support is going to be 123 and 121. Remember that Apple has been building a very strong base and foundation to build off of, and Apple is a market moving stock. If it can go back into a bull market, it's going to very easily start propelling the triple Qs back into all-time high territory. On the financial sector, we went up 1.23% today, and we're going back into that bull trend. We have bullish price action with a bullish trend, and the financial sector is looking very strong. On the industrial sector, we went up 0.34% today, still closing over top of the 5 EMA, and still in a very strong bull trend. On the energy sector, we went up 2.55% today, but we are still closing below the 20 simple moving average. It's still possible that we're going to come back down and retest the 50 EMA as support. On healthcare, we dropped about 0.30% today, but we're still closing right on top of the 5 EMA. We're in a full bull trend with all the moving averages stacked to the bull side, and it does look like the healthcare sector is going back into a bull market. So going back to the S&P 500, you can still see that we have bullish sectors across the board, with most of the weakness still being in the energy sector, which has the least weight in the S&P 500. So the market's looking very bullish with a very low VIX, which means very low fear. So I'm still expecting to see a very bullish month of April, but we are getting very close to my price target up here at 404. Remember, I always tell my Discord members to get more defensive the higher we go, and make sure you're not getting greedy. The higher we go, I want you to lock in some of those profits, but I still want you to hold that long position in case we continue to go higher so that you don't get FOMO. We've been absolutely crushing this market on the Stocks Channel Discord, so if you're still struggling to trade and remain profitable in this market, you might want to consider joining the Stocks Channel trading community. You can find out how to join the Stocks Channel Discord by clicking on the link in the description of the video. I do intraday updates, and I'll be bringing new trade ideas weekly. We are going back into a bull trend in the tech sector, and I plan on having a lot of great trades to make a lot of money for the month of April. Next up, let's take a quick look at our trade idea, which is still Shopify, and we saw Shopify doing really well today, going up 4.42%. Shopify just continues to blast through our price targets ever since it bottomed out at that last buying target. Remember, I said 1035 was likely the best chance to buy low before we started going through all of these price targets, and we had 3 days in a row of opportunity to buy at that level. We've now blasted through 3 of the price targets, and we're well on our way to breaking back above the 50 EMA and getting to our next price target at 1204. We're still going to continue to follow Shopify until we hit all of these price targets, so we still have targets at 1204, 1260, and 1316. So Shopify is looking really good, and you can now buy off any of these levels below. We do have a small gap below, so the best buying opportunity is going to be right around 1118. So remember, there's more trade ideas on the Stocks Channel Discord weekly. So if you like trade ideas like this, you might want to consider joining the Stocks Channel Discord. You can find out how to join by clicking on the link in the description of the video. So I hope you all have a great long holiday weekend, and if you're still watching to this point, I do have an announcement for you. I will be starting to launch my technical analysis playlist series, and I will be starting with a trading view tutorial. A lot of you have been asking for that, and with the market being closed tomorrow, I should have time to get that video out to you. So look forward to seeing that video coming out this weekend. So have a great long holiday weekend, everybody, and as always, I will see you in the next episode.